1 year ago today, we all woke up to a different Lismore. Some of you woke up in water. If you were like me, you woke up with water surrounding your property and with the cathedral itself about to go underwater. That was a year ago. And we all woke up pained, either because we'd had things destroyed, but all of us shared one thing, and that was we had a heart not broken, but hearts that longed to do something. The devastation was so severe that our hearts were struggling to know what to do. I think every one of us here wanted to do everything, but nobody knew what to do. We wanted to do everything, and the truth is that each of us was too small. What can I do in the midst of all of this? And if you're like a bishop, you will immediately have asked the question, where is God? In the midst of all of this, where are you? In the midst of all of this, some of us have given our whole lives to God. Where are you? What's happening? Well, the one thing that I can say is I've never stopped looking for God. And I think that, if anything else, has helped me get through the last year. Because as I looked for God and opened my eyes, I began to see God. I began, first of all, to see how small, how puny, how incapable I was, full of great desires of things for Lismore. But I recognized very quickly, I can't do anything. 2017 flood, I was able to do things. But with this flood, I thought, what can I do? But I think that's what we all realized. And as the time moved on, the problem that I really had was my heart was not big enough. There's a great prayer in the book of the Psalms, which goes like this: you have expanded and made my heart bigger. We all knew in the flood that our hearts weren't big enough. But as we started to do small things together, our hearts began to grow. And we began to recognize that it's not my heart that's important. We began to recognize it's our heart which is important. Because as we began to do the small things we could do, the community's heart became evident. Our heart grew. And we did many things. Where was God? God was making us into a community with a shared heart, not with individual hearts, but with a shared heart, open for each other. So I found God. I found God in myself, in the people around me, and in the community which has come into existence. Because what's happened? People who would have helped each other, but community groups are now doing things together. The Catholic Church is doing things not on its own, but like all the other community groups, we've all recognized we can't do it ourselves. Where's God? God is bringing us all together. And so where to from here? There's so much to be done. This is only the beginning. But the way forward is pretty obvious. If we continue to grow together with a common heart, then we will go forward. And if you're like me, you will find God. At least you found each other. But in the midst of this, I can see God. And I know that for me, the way forward is only by building myself on God. Because without God, I can do nothing. Whether you believe in God or not, it doesn't matter. You can't do things without each other. What God has taught me, at least, because I believe in God, is never again can we do things alone. It will always be together. And it's in that sentiment that I now invite you all to pray the Our Father, because the Our Father is prayed as Our Father, with a common heart, not individually but together. So if you'd all pray with me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. And peace and God be with you.